Myself is Dr. T. Narasimhaya, working as a senior professor in Commerce and Management Studies at Srimati Dhanamma Channabasavaya College of Arts, Science, Commerce and Management Studies. Now, this volume is connected with the previous volume number 1 and 2, where I discussed about the redemption of preference shares. That is, the preparation of analytical statement and the passing of journal entries and the preparation of revised balance sheet or new balance sheet. In this problem, I tried to cover the calculation of new shares to be issued by the company. It is connected with the volume number 1 and 2, where I have given the idea of preparation of the analysis of redemption of preference shares and how that is to be useful for passing of journal entries and preparation of revised balance sheet, that covers in the volume number 1 and 2. This volume number 3 is the extension of the volume number 1 and 2, where I am going to clarify many doubts related to the passing of journal entries and preparation of revised balance sheet. This problem covers passing of journal entries and preparation of balance sheet along with the calculation of new shares to be issued by the company for the arrangement of cash. As stated earlier, before passing of journal entries and preparation of the revised balance sheet, first of all we have to get a glance of the overall problem, that is in the form of analysis of redemption of preference shares. I already stated that in this analytical statement we have to show three partitions. The first partition covers, that is, full face value of redemption, and then secondly, that is premium on redemption of preference shares, and finally that is the total amount payable to redeemable preference shareholders. Okay, so the face value of redemption here is, that is, they are given preference shares of rupees 100 each, rupees 80 paid. Rupees 80 paid. The amount appearing in the problem is rupees 8 lakhs. Okay, 8 lakhs, the paid up value in this case is 80 rupees. Therefore, the number of shares are 10,000. Okay, so here we have to, even though the paid up value is rupees 80, for the calculation of redeemable preference capital, we have to take up the full face value. That is, here number of shares are 10,000 and the face value of these shares given is rupees 100. Therefore, total amount is 10 lakhs. 10 lakhs is the capital payable on the redemption of preference shares. And here there is no any information regarding the payment of premium on redemption. Therefore, here premium on redemption is taken as nil. Okay. Therefore, the total amount payable to the redeemable preference shareholders is face value only, that is rupees 10 lakhs. So, after dividing this one, after deciding the face value of redemption, premium on redemption and the total amount payable on redemption, we have to go for the arrangement of CRR and arrangement of premium as well as arrangement of sufficient cash for the redemption of preference shares. So, in the second phase, first of all, we have to cover the total amount payable on the redemption, that is called arrangement of cash, as it is stated even in the last two problems, that is the value number 1 and value number 2. So, here as per the balance sheet, the existing cash and bank balance, number 1, existing cash and bank balance is rupees 30,000. The second item we have to cover in the arrangement of cash is calls in arrears. So, as per the given balance sheet, there are no calls in arrears. No calls in arrears. Calls in arrears cannot be taken there. Therefore, the next is, that is calls on shares. Calls on shares. So, as per the balance sheet, it is appearing that face value is rupees 100, but paid up value is rupees 80. So the difference between the face value and paid up value is rupees 20, that is the calls not yet made by the company. The calls which are pending at the time of redemption shall be called on by the company to satisfy the conditions of the SEBI, that is the preference shares are redeemable only provided they are fully paid. So in this case, the preference shares given are partly paid, not eligible for redemption. To make them eligible for redemption, we have to make a calls on shares, that is the calls on shares, the number of shares are 10,000 and unpaid capital is rupees 20 per share, then this becomes rupees 2 lakhs. 2 lakhs will be the calls on shares. So after calls on shares, the next device available for the arrangement of cash is issue of new shares. Issue of new shares. This is the major topic we have to cover in this problem. So we need to issue the new shares, but number of new shares are not given. Below the balance sheet, they are stated that on the above date, the preference shares are redeemed by making fresh issue of sufficient number of shares. How many are the sufficient number of shares? We have to make it calculate. Okay, this is a important point we have to cover, because many of the people are having a doubt in their minds regarding the calculation of number of new shares, that is number of sufficient shares to be issued by the company. So here, to calculate the number of shares, first of all we need to calculate the amount required for the redemption. Of shares. To calculate that one, we have to see, first of all we have to take up the face value of redemption. So the face value of redemption as per the statement is rupees 10 lakhs. Face value of redemption is 10 lakhs, but here there is no premium on redemption and therefore premium is ignored. Premium cannot be taken over to calculate the number of shares, because the redemption is at a face value only, not at a premium. Provided the shares are redeemed at a premium, even in the calculation of the number of shares, to the face value of shares we have to add the premium also. So no premium on redemption, therefore premium is ignored here. From this one we have to find out the amount of funds available for redemption, that is nothing but less divisible profits. That is the profits available for redemption of preference shares, that is nothing but equivalent to the cash balance available in the company. So in respect of this one, here there are two divisible profits are there appearing, that is one is the reserve fund. The amount of reserve fund here is rupees 3 lakhs. And the second amount of divisible profit is, that is the P&L account. The amount of P&L account is rupees 2 lakhs. So total divisible profits available for this purpose is rupees 5 lakhs. Again, in the additional information they have stated that the investments worth rupees 3,50,000 were sold at a loss of rupees 50,000. As observing the balance sheet, in the balance sheet the investments are worth rupees 7 lakhs. Out of 7 lakhs, the company is going to sell only 50% of those investments, that is 3,50,000. But the 3,50,000 worth of investments are sold at a loss of rupees 50,000. Therefore, here minus loss on sales. That is sale of investments. Loss on sale of investments is rupees 50,000 rupees. So therefore, net divisible profits. Net divisible profit available for redemption is rupees 4,50,000 rupees. Likely we have to calculate the available divisible profits in the course of calculation of the new issue of shares. That is, you have to take up the face value of redemption, that is rupees 10 lakhs. From this one, ignoring the premium, because redemption without premium, therefore here premium is ignored. Ignoring the premium, the net divisible profits available for in the company is reserve fund given 3 lakhs, P&L account given 2 lakhs, total is 5 lakhs. From this to this total, if any assets are sold and there is a profit on sale of those assets, profit is to be added to the P&L account. Provided there is a loss like this, the amount of loss from the sale of any asset is to be deducted. So therefore, out of the total divisible profits of rupees 5 lakhs, if we are deducted a loss of rupees 50,000, then net divisible profits available for the redemption is 4,50,000. Then 10 lakhs minus 4,50,000 is equal to 5 lakhs 50,000 is the total amount. Total amount required from new issue. This is the amount, not the shares. Again, we need to calculate the new shares. That is, number of new shares is equal to the amount required from the issue of the shares is 5,50,000 and the face value is rupees 100. So therefore, here the new shares are 5,500 shares will come there. Okay, so the new shares to be issued by the company is 5,500 shares will come there. So after deciding this one, now here that is capital from the new issue, it is equal to how many are the number of new shares? This is 5,500 shares into face value is equal to 100, that comes to 5,50,000 rupees. 5,50,000, and there is no premium on the issue. So there next there is a sale of sale of investments. The investments book value of sales is 3,50,000 and the loss on sales is rupees 50,000. Therefore, the company is going to fetch rupees 3 lakhs from the sale of investments. Okay, so there are the transactions appearing in this problem relating to the arrangement of cash required for the redemption. Then the total cash available is, that is 2,710 lakhs and this is 80,000. 10 lakhs 80,000 is the total cash arranged by the company. Okay, it is much more than the requirement. See, the amount of cash required is 10 lakhs, but here it is 10 lakhs 80,000 worth of shares are there. Okay, next, arrangement of premium is not applicable here because premium or redemption is nil. Then we have to go for the arrangement of CRR. So here CRR is equal to, that is the net face value you have to take up. Net face value is rupees 10 lakhs, that is the redeemable face value, minus face value of the redemption of preference shares is rupees 5,50,000. Then this is the balance is 4,50,000, and this is to be compared with the second one is net divisible profits. Here net divisible profits is, that is a reserve fund and P&L account. In total this is 50,000. Sorry, 5 lakhs is there. From the 5 lakhs, if we are deduct the loss on sale of assets, that is 50,000. The balance is 4,50,000. So both are equals. Therefore, CRR is equal to 4,50,000. This 4,50,000 is arranged from that is reserve fund of rupees 3 lakhs and P&L account is rupees 2 lakhs minus 50,000 is equal to 1,50,000. That is the P&L account is, the P&L account as per the balance sheet is rupees 2 lakhs minus loss from the sale of investments 50,000. Therefore, net balance is 4 lakh, that is 4,50,000 is there. Finally, that is the payment to redeemable preference shareholders. So this is the part of analysis of redemption of preference shares. After the analysis of redemption of preference shares, next we have to pass journal entries, and also it is possible for us to prepare the new balance sheet. Now, by observing the analytical statement, that is analysis of redemption, we can pass the journal entries now. Even observation of the problem is not necessary. Just by observing the statement, we can pass the journal entries. The first part entry, as stated earlier, the first entry is to be given for the amount due to the redeemable preference shareholder. The amount due is only the preference capital, that is redeemable preference share capital account data to redeemable preference share holders account. Holders account. In both the cases, the amount payable, that is the debit column and the credit column, is rupees 10 lakhs. So here the narration is being amounted due to redeemable preference shareholders. This is the total amount payable on redeemable payable on redemption to the redeemable preference shareholders. So after passing the due entry, next in the next stage we have to give entries for the arrangement of cash. So here existing cash is there. For this one, entry cannot be given because it is the closing balance of the last year. The entries for the opening balance was given during the last year. Therefore, repetition of the entry is not necessary. Means journal entry cannot be given for the opening cash and bank balances. Next, the transaction is calls on shares. To the calls on shares, we have to give two entries here. First entry is for making the calls and then entry for collection of the calls. So therefore, entry number 1 is a due entry. Second one entry is entry for making the calls on shares. That is the final call, we can say final call on redeemable preference shareholders account debtor to redeemable preference share capital account. Redeemable preference share capital account. That is, as already I stated in the value number 102, whenever the preference shares are partly paid, the partly paid shares, here 80 rupees are paid, but we are taken that is fully paid face value. To make them into fully paid, calls on shares is compulsory. So by making the final call, the company needs to be collected here rupees 2 lakhs in both the cases, that is debit column and the credit column, it is 2 lakhs rupees each. So after making the calls, narration is being final call made on the redeemable preference shares at the rate of rupees 20 on 10,000 shares. Then entry number 3 for the collection of the final call money. For the collection of the final call money, that is bank account debtor to final call on redeemable preference shares. Redeemable preference shares. That is, once per year we are going to make a call. This call money is to be collected here. Here also the full amount is collected because arrears of call money is not given the problem. Therefore, we are going to assume that the call money is collected by the company in the full. So after making the calls, the next step is issue of new shares. The new shares are issued without a premium. Therefore, here one entry is to be given. For entry number 4 is here, that is entry for the issue of shares, bank account debtor to redeemable preference share capital accounts. Direct entry is to be given here. There is bank account debtor to redeemable preference share capital. The amount applicable in this case is rupees 5,50,000 rupees. That is 5,500 shares are issued at a rate of rupees 100 each. That is the narration comes here. The short note is that 5,000 being 5,500 preference shares of rupees 100 each issued at face value. Okay. So after the issue of shares, the next transaction appearing is the sale of investments. So for the sale of investments, you have to give one more entry. The entry for the sale of investments is the direct entry, that is the bank account debtor. Again, there is a loss on sale. The loss on sales is transferable to P&L account. P&L account debtor to investments account. To investments account. So by observing the statement here, we are going to conclude that the face value of the investments are sold is rupees 3,50,000. This is 3,50,000 worth of investments are sold at a loss of 50,000. The profit or loss on sale of any asset, not only this investment, the profit or loss on sale of any investment is to be transferable to P&L account. So therefore, that is the book value is rupees 4. A cost of investment sold is 3,50,000. Loss is 50,000, and the actual amount received thereon is rupees 3 lakhs. So these are entries applicable for arrangement of cash. Okay. So that is bank account debtor 3 lakhs, actual cash received from the sale of investment. Loss on sales rupees 50,000 transferable to P&L account, and the book value of investment sold is rupees 50,000. That is the narration. Being 3,50,000 worth of investments are sold at a loss of rupees 50,000 is the narration. So after passing the necessary entries for the phase of arrangement of cash. Next we have to go for the arrangement of premium. Here premium is nil, so therefore interest cannot attributable to the issue of premium. Next we have to go for the arrangement of premium for CRR. The CRR is rupees already decided 4,50,000. This 4,50,000 is arranged from the reserve fund and P&L account. Therefore, reserve fund and P&L account is a P&L account are debited here. The next entry number 6 is, that is reserve fund account debtor, then P&L account debtor to CRR, capital consumption reserve. The amount of reserve fund transferable is rupees 3 lakhs. 3 lakhs is transferable to CRR, 3 lakhs, and the amount of P&L account transferable to the CRR is rupees 1,50,000. In total, that is 4,50,000 is the amount of CRR we are going to arrange. Okay, so that is appearing in the preliminary statement. So here the narration is that the CRR is arranged. CRR is arranged from reserve fund and profit and loss account. So after the arrangement of CRR, the last entry is, that is payment to the redeemable preference shareholders. The entry for payment to the redeemable preference shareholders as shown in the value number 1 and 2, that is redeemable preference shareholders account debtor to bank account. That is, we are going to pay in the form of a cash or check. So therefore, redeemable preference shareholders account debtor to bank account. The total amount payable to the redeemable preference shareholders is, in both the cases, this is 10 lakhs. Okay, the narration we can state that being final payment made to the redeemable preference shareholders. As soon as the payment is made, the relationship of redeemable preference shareholders and the company comes to an end. Okay, so they are the common journal entries applicable in this particular problem. The main issue of this problem is the calculation of number of new shares to be issued by the company. That is what stated, what it is already calculated. That is 5,500 shares are to be issued by the company at a face value of rupees 100. Okay. Next, and the final step in the redemption of preference shares. That is after passing of necessary entries, the preparation of revised or new balance sheet. So balance sheet is nothing but the statement of assets and liabilities. The practice is that we have to present the liabilities first of all before the presentation of assets, because assets are to be acquired with the help of a cash. Therefore, cash is must. Cash is to be generated by the company by way of raising the liabilities. Therefore, as a usual practice, first of all, I am going to present the liabilities, thereafter the assets. Okay. So the first phase is capital and other liabilities. Other liabilities. The new balance sheet may also be called as a revised balance sheet. It is the revision of the old balance sheet. Therefore, the revised balance sheet is prepared on the basis of the contents appearing in the old balance sheet. So, by observing the old balance sheet, the liabilities are, first of all, preference shares are there. In the old balance sheet, preference shares are there, but preference shares are already redeemed here, means already we are repaid, they are not existing in the company. Therefore, presentation of redeemable preference shares are not necessary in the revised balance sheet. That is the point number 1. The redeemable preference shares which are redeemed, they cannot be repeated in the revised balance sheet. Next, earlier there was equity shares. Equity shares valued at rupees 10 lakhs and face value given is 100. Therefore, old shares comes to 10,000 shares. Next is, that is equity share capital. Here old shares are 10,000 plus. In the course of redemption of preference shares, the company has issued 5,500 new shares. Okay. Then therefore total new shares are 15,500 into face value is equal to 100. Therefore total capital is rupees 15,50,000 is the total new equity capital. Okay, that is old shares. The number of equity shares before redemption 10,000, and in the course of redemption of preference shares, the company issued 5,500. That is 10,000 plus 5,500 is equal to 15,500 shares at a face value of rupees 100. Total amount of equity capital in the revised balance sheet comes around rupees 50,50,000. So next, reserve fund. Reserve fund cannot be shown and also P&L account. Both the divisible profits cannot be revised in the revised balance sheet because the amounts appearing in the reserve fund as well as in the P&L account already we are used for the arrangement of CRR. Therefore, in the place of reserve fund and the P&L account, we have to brought a new rate of account called CRR. The amount transferred to the CRR as per the valuation is 4,50,000 rupees. 4,50,000, that is both the reserve fund P&L account completely transferred to the capital redemption reserve. Therefore, the reserve fund and the capital P&L account are replaced by the capital redemption reserve worth rupees 4,50,000. So after that one, share premium is there. That is share, or it may also be called as a security premium. So the amount of security premium as it is existing in the old company, that is before redemption, was not utilized for redemption on premium. Okay, that is a premium and redemption of preference share. Therefore, it continues as it is, that is rupees 1 lakh. Then current liabilities are there. There is no changes in the current liabilities. Current liabilities remains as it is, no changes, that is rupees 6 lakhs. And finally, we have to conclude the amount of cash or bank balance. This is easily calculated just by observing the analytical statement. The total cash collected or arranged by the company is rupees 10,80,000. Even though the amount collected by the company is rupees 10,80,000, out of 10,80,000, the company paid off rupees only 10 lakhs to the redeemable preference holders. Therefore, here bank's balance is total cash collected in the process of redemption is 10,80,000 and amount paid to the redeemable preference shareholders is rupees 10 lakhs. Therefore, net cash remaining after redemption of preference shares is 80,000. So this is the part of bank balance cannot be shown here. Current liabilities are enough. Bank balance cannot because it becomes an asset. So therefore, total value of assets, that is total assets is equal to, that is 15, 19, 20, 26 and 27 lakhs is the total value of liabilities. Then the next part is what is as assets. So in the part of assets, there is the fixed assets. That is fixed assets, no changes in the fixed assets, that is remains as it is 18,50,000 and investments are there. Investments as per the old balance sheet is rupees 7 lakhs. Out of 7 lakhs, the book value of investments sold are rupees 3,50,000. So 7 lakhs minus 3,50,000 is equal to 3,50,000, the remaining value of investments. And then stock and debtors, no changes in the stock and debtors. The amount of stock and debtors is rupees 4 lakhs. And finally, cash and bank balance. Cash and bank balance. Cash and bank balance will be the new balance we have to take up here. That is, arranged cash is rupees 10,80,000. From 10,80,000, the company paid off rupees 10 lakhs to the redeemable preference shareholders. Therefore, remaining cash and bank balance in the company is rupees 80,000. And finally, preliminary expenses. Preliminary expenses amounted to rupees 20,000. So they are the list of assets to be presented in the revised balance sheet. The total is rupees 27 lakhs is the total of liabilities, that is assets. This is total, this is assets, this is liabilities. This is the way of preparation of the balance sheet, that is revised balance sheet. So the process of redemption of preference shares, according to my own analysis, it constitutes 3 partitions, 3 steps. The first step is preparation of the analytical statement. See, this serves as a strong foundation to build up a strong house or strong building. This is the base. By using this base, we can build the journal entries, that is the pillars, and then we can build the balance sheet, that is the roof of the building. Okay, so thank you to our management.